Hello and welcome back. In this video, we'll look at renewable energy sources. Unlike fossil fuel energy, which has a limited supply, renewable energy is unlimited. We will examine four main types of renewable energy here: hydroelectric, wind power, solar thermal, and photovoltaic. Let's start with hydroelectric. Hydroelectric power is the world's most utilized renewable energy source. Hydroelectric power is really an indirect form of solar energy because the sun's energy evaporates water from the oceans. That water forms clouds and then falls as rain and runs down streams and rivers. A hydroelectric power plant taps the energy in the moving water to generate electricity. The advantages of hydropower are that it is clean, efficient, and renewable. The main disadvantage is the limited number of rivers that can be dammed for electricity generation. In the U.S., a little less than half have already been dammed. This leaves some untapped potential, but environmental concerns are likely to halt or at least slow down the building of any new dams. Dams pose a threat to marine life because they interfere with the spawning patterns of fish that must swim upstream to their spawning grounds. This problem can be mitigated with fish ladders that allow the fish to get over the dam. Another disadvantage of dams is the risk of dam failure, which can cause downstream floods. The use of wind to generate electricity began to grow significantly at the beginning of the 21st century and is now among the main sources of renewable energy. Like hydropower, wind power is an indirect form of solar energy because the sun warms air masses that causes wind. The wind moves a turbine that generates electricity and is transmitted to the power grid. The advantages of wind power are that it's clean, efficient, renewable, and emits nothing into the atmosphere. The disadvantages are that wind farms can be unattractive on a hillside, and they take up a good deal of land. Their most serious disadvantage, however, is their intermittence. Wind can be inconsistent and unpredictable at times. Solar thermal energy uses the sun's heat to boil water and create steam. The steam then runs through a turbine attached to a generator to create electricity. One type of solar thermal energy is the solar power tower. In a solar power tower, the sun's rays are focused by heliostats onto a central tower. A liquid is heated in the tower, which then circulates and exchanges heat with water to create the steam. In a second type of solar thermal energy, parabolic troughs focus the sun's rays onto a pipe containing a liquid such as oil. The oil gets hot and travels to a heat exchanger where it boils water to create the steam. The advantages of solar thermal energy are that it's clean, renewable, and has no emissions. The disadvantages are that it is intermittent and more costly than other methods of generating electricity. Photovoltaic solar energy uses the sun's rays to move electrons from one type of semiconductor into another, generating electricity. It is the most familiar and perhaps the ultimate kind of solar energy because it converts the sun's light into electricity with no moving parts, no noise, and no pollution. And it's 100% renewable. The main disadvantages are intermittence and expense. However, the cost of generating electricity this way has come down dramatically and is now basically competitive with conventional sources.